On?
On.
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 So we are back. We have some more Ask Me Anything questions.
I love Ask Me Anything questions, so keep asking us anything. Ryan likes them to be magic related. I like you to ask me anything.
Well, we actually got one of both.
Yes.
We got one of both. The first one,
Hit me.
I am probably a little bit more opinionated on than you are, just because the industry that my wife works in.
Okay.
Which sounds like a weird way to start a magic video.
Hit me. Not physically, but with the question.
Your views on vaping, like e-cigarettes, vape, or vaping in general. Do you have any views?
As used as a smoking cessation tool to get people off of the nasty habit that is smoking, I think it's a great thing. If you're doing it to look cool, I think you probably look like a douchebag, and you need to know that. Mm-hmm.
Good views. Not where I was going to go, but...
Well, hey, man, some people do that kind of stuff. They're like, oh, I'm so cool. Look at me. I'm making a big fog of cotton candy flavored steam around myself. Sure thing, Cheryl. Go home. That's what I think.
My sister and brother-in-law and my brother and my mom, everybody in my family vapes. So here's the thing. Rebecca deals with a lot of people who are in heart failure, lung failure, post-stroke or post-heart event, people who have acquired brain injury. She works with these people. And, invocation time.
Yeah.
This is it. Hope it's a blood moon, because you already have one.
Me too.
You hope it's another blood moon.
Keep talking. I want to see if I get anything good.
As a smoking cessation tool, I think that it'll help you stop smoking because it's going to give you your nicotine fix. But at what cost is the question. There isn't a whole ton of research to support it being healthier than smoking, because you're replacing cigarette inhaled chemicals with whatever chemicals are in the different juices that you can buy. Shout out to our boy Dana Roach, his favorite card, besides Explosive Vegetation. In addition to there not being a whole ton of research, there have been confirmed deaths in Canada from things, the slang term, I don't know what the medical term is, but it's called popcorn lung, where you have lung damage based on inhalation of not fucking air. So, that's not an invocation, but you got something behind your land. It's fine. It's not an invocation. Hey, I don't have that token, though.
I don't either. Dang it! Hell yeah.
That's fine. It's an insect token.
Totally worth the $5.
Yeah. I think that things that are designed to stop you from smoking are good, because smoking is actually the worst form of getting nicotine into your bloodstream, and nicotine being extremely addicting, attached to very unhealthy delivery methods, is a bad addiction to have. Whether you do gum, spray, suppositories, patches, like anything is probably better than smoke inhalation.
Do they have nicotine suppositories?
No, I knew a guy who was trying to market that to pharmaceutical companies, because the delivery method is a lot longer sustained, and like if you're flying where you can't smoke and you don't do patches or gum, that might be a good method to
stick it up your ass,
not have a smoke when you're flying overseas. I don't know. Yeah, anything's going to be better than smoking. Is vaping the best answer? No. Is it the cheapest? Also no, but it's also not the most expensive. Is it the healthiest? We don't know, because there's not enough research to support it yet, and you can't really do studies on kids that are vaping.
You can definitely do studies on kids. You shave some of their head and put little electrodes in.
Yeah, no, you can't though, because there's ethical committees in North America anyways, and in most parts of Europe, and and other places around the world that control these things. So you can't just do that with kids. You have to take medical records and study the medical records, and they just don't exist yet, despite people actually dying from vaping. So, no, I don't think it's a very good idea. I think maybe you should try buying Nicorette. Maybe you should try a nicotine patch just to see. And what I want to also not encourage is when you want to stay awake for prolonged periods of time. I don't want to encourage anybody to start taking things like epinephrine and tons of caffeine alongside their nicotine patches, because that introduces an entirely different set of medical related problems or expenses on your body. Like, there's no right answer.
Also, if you live in Canada or somewhere where pot's legal, don't put THC into your vape liquid yourself. Go to the store and buy it. It's going to kill you.
That's the thing. You can get that here. Maybe just leave that up to the experts as well.
Yeah. What's the other question, Ryan?
The other question, I forgot we had one.
Nah.
This is actually a pretty deep topic. We could actually expand this into probably an entire episode of Commander Cookout podcast.
But we're going to do it right here in 4 minutes.
The question is, if it was more socially acceptable, would you play stacks more often? Stacks being the ultra lockout control strategy, the controlliest of control strategy in Magic the Gathering, by which you lock the entire player base out of a game and somehow break symmetry so that your lock pieces, your control pieces, affect you less, so you can gain an incremental advantage throughout the game to eventually accrue enough advantage to win. If that strategy was more socially acceptable, would you play it more?
Yes.
Why is that? What makes it such that it is so unacceptable for you to do it in the current society?
It's dirty, rotten, miserable shit. When you show up with a stacks deck, you are a dirty, miserable piece of shit. And that's...
No stacks.
That's a fact. No stacks. That's real stuff. And I have a stacks deck. I do. And I enjoy it, and I play it with my friends. I won't stack strangers, but I will stacks the shit out of my friends.
Which is the opposite. You should be treating your friends with, like, you should revere your friends. You should respect them.
I respect you by playing stronger things, because you guys can handle it. Mm-hmm. But the reason that I play stacks, and I was gravitated towards stacks, is I'm not much of a control player. But I think in order to be a well-rounded Magic player, and as I'm in a position where I want to be a well-rounded Magic player, I have to learn how to play control. So I picked stacks because it does the most for you while you have to do the least. Exactly. It's the most forgiving control deck for the person playing it, which is why I play it. I don't have to know the intricacies of your deck to know where I use my pinpoint removal or my counter spell, because you aren't playing spells. I'm playing things, and you're not. Good. I might win that game.
There's less threat assessment needed on your part, and you just say, nobody's playing Magic. You drop a piece that lets you lessen the effects of your stacks control pieces, so you can start inching ahead turn by turn just a little bit.
Exactly.
You would play that more if it was, I hate to say socially acceptable, because the notion of how we play Magic would be different if that was something that was like okay in social circles.
Exactly. Like, I mean, stacks just isn't a thing that comes up very often, and I usually only break it out like once every few weeks. I'll play it. And I'll
always playing the higher tier deck, right?
Yeah, and it's how I hang with some of the stronger stuff. But like I would play it because I do like it, but I can totally see the absolute misery that it inflicts upon a table. And people don't show up at EDH&M. I don't think anyway. In most cases, to play one really, really long, virtually non-interactive game of Magic.
Oh.
No, but like one game of Magic is cool if it's a good game.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I do that because I enjoy the very long, drawn-out game, but if it's non-interactive, if there's nothing that I'm doing except drawing a card and not doing anything...
Yeah. If it's long because we're going draw, go, draw, go, draw, go, draw, kill the one guy that's left, swing for one, go. And I kill you one life at a time, 3 players with a Raging Goblin, not okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't play stacks any more than I currently do, if I even do play stacks. Maybe my Ericsmithy's deck would be my most functionally akin deck to a stacks deck, because it is a fairly astute control list, but I do enjoy the interaction, and I do enjoy the threat assessment, because that gives me the opportunity to win or lose the game based on what I do. You weren't at the Dude Bro Magic Night the other day when I was talking to FU Evan, and I had said that I purposely want to build powered down decks like my Pramicon Persistent Petitioners, like Lord of Tressorhorn, where I have to play the shit out of the deck to be able to squeeze out a win.
No.
And you know what? I'm happy with my Pramicon deck being my winningest deck ever, because every single game it's ever played, it's gotten second. And if you average out how many wins you've gotten, and like you weight the first place, second place, third place, fourth place that you've ever gotten ever, my Pramicon has the highest win percentage ever based on getting second in every single game it's played. It doesn't lose, but it's also very difficult to actually become the first place player in the game.
He's the scumbag that makes the playoffs without winning a game. Sports analogy.
I'm the crossover team in the CFL.
Oh, bad place to be. But keep the questions coming. We really appreciate them. And we'll see you again next time, and we'll talk about some other shit.